Heck of a season the Titans are having, Coach. Too bad it's got to end.
Oh, we're still in it, Lyle. Tabor's boys are pretty good, but I think we'll take them in the regional.
Well, not if we have anything to say about it.
You just leave this to us, Bill.
Boone's out, and you're head coach again. And all roads lead to the Hall of Fame.
Coach Tabor, what do you think of the Titans, Coach? Think you have a chance against that defense they have over there at TC?
Ton, Billy, Ray, come on over here. Boys, these are my All-American tackles. Prize bulls that don't do nothing but knock the chocolate out of folks. Is it true you're not going to trade films with Coach Boone?
I'm not going to do anything to help that monkey.
Well, what we gonna do about this?
We're gonna get ready for Saturday. See you out there on the field. Hey, Mr. Official. Mr. Official, can I talk to you for a second?
Back off, Coach, if you want to stay in this game. I've got holding on 78 white.
What are you trying to cheat my boys out the game? 15 more yards. Listen, let them play, ref. Let them play. Please, no, let them play. Let the boys play. Cheetah. Coach, come on. Cheetah.
Go, 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 go.
I know all about it, Titus.
What are you talking about, Bill?
You call this game fair, or I'll go to the papers. I don't care if I go down with you. But before God, I swear I'll see every last one of you thrown in jail.
You dig your own grave.
Defense, on me!
Okay, Petey, don't you drift to the strong side.
Coach, they're calling a holding penalty on me every time.
Did I ask for your excuses? You want to act like a star? You better give me a star effort, do you hear me? Forget about him. Alan, you're in. Come on. All right. Now, I don't want them to gain another yard. You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Ladies and gentlemen, comrades in arms, today I stand before you not to whisper words of comfort, but to roar a call to arms, a call that resonates in the very marrow of our bones. We have been quiet for too long. We have been silenced by fear, by oppression, by those who would see us broken, bent, and bowed. But let me make one thing crystal clear. We are done with silence. We are done with being passive. We are done with waiting for someone else to bring us justice. Today, we reclaim our voice, our power, our destiny. We are not here to play the victim. We are not here to ask for pity. We are here to demand what is rightfully ours. We are here to scratch and claw, to fight with every breath in our bodies until justice is served. They may think they can suppress us. They may think they can bury us under the weight of their lies and deceit. But they have no idea who they are dealing with. They have underestimated us for the last time. We are warriors. We are relentless. We are the embodiment of the struggle that has been fought by countless generations before us. And we will not let their sacrifices be in vain. We will rise like a storm on the horizon, dark and unforgiving. We will rise with a fury that cannot be contained, a determination that cannot be extinguished. Our enemies may have names, faces, titles, but they are faceless in their cruelty, nameless in their arrogance, and hollow in their morality. They thrive on our weakness, on our silence. But today, we break that silence. Today, we become their reckoning. Today, we declare that enough is enough. We will hunt them down, not with hatred in our hearts, but with justice in our minds. We will bring them to their knees, not with the force of our fists, but with the weight of truth and righteousness. They cannot hide from the consequences of their actions. They cannot escape the long arm of justice that we extend to them. Look around you. Look into the eyes of those standing beside you. You see strength. You see resolve. You see brothers and sisters ready to fight, ready to bleed, ready to die if necessary. Because we know that this is not just about us. This is about every soul that has ever been wronged, every voice that has ever been silenced, every life that has ever been stolen by injustice. We are united in this cause. We are bound together by the unbreakable chain of our shared struggle. They can try to divide us, but they will fail. They can try to turn us against each other, but they will fail. They can try to break us, but they will fail. Because we are stronger than they could ever imagine. We will not stop. We will not rest. We will not falter. We will march forward, day after day, night after night, through the darkest of times and the brightest of days. We will endure the pain, the suffering, the hardship, because we know what lies at the end of this path is worth it. We know that our fight is not in vain. We are prepared to give everything we have, everything we are. If we must bleed, we will bleed. If we must break, we will break. But we will never, ever give up. Because giving up means surrendering to those who would see us crushed, to those who would see us silenced forever. And we will never give them that satisfaction. Remember the ones who came before us. The ones who fought, bled, and died for the same cause. They did not surrender. They did not back down. They stood tall in the face of impossible odds. They faced down enemies far more powerful, far more ruthless, far more determined. And they prevailed. They showed us what true strength is. They showed us what it means to be unyielding, unbreakable, unstoppable. And now it is our turn. Our turn to take up the mantle, to continue the fight, to ensure that their sacrifices were not in vain. We owe it to them. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to every future generation that will come after us. We will not let them down. We will carry this torch of justice forward. We will light the path for those who will follow. So let us rise, my brothers and sisters. Let us rise with fire in our hearts, with steel in our spines, with an unbreakable resolve in our souls. Let us rise and show the world that we are not afraid, that we are not weak, that we are not broken. We are the warriors of justice. We are the harbingers of truth. We are the ones who will stand, fight, and conquer. They thought they could silence us. They thought they could break us. But they were wrong. We are here, stronger than ever, louder than ever, more determined than ever. We are here, and we are coming for what is rightfully ours. Justice will be ours. Victory will be ours. And we will not stop until every last one of them is brought to justice. This is our fight. This is our cause. This is our moment. Let them hear our roar. Let them see our strength. Let them feel our wrath. We will not be silenced. We will not be stopped. We will fight, claw, and bleed until the scales of justice are balanced and our enemies are brought to their knees. This is our pledge. This is our vow. This is our fight to the bitter end. Because we know one truth, one unshakable, undeniable truth. We are the ones who will prevail. We are the ones who will bring them to justice. And we are the ones who will stand victorious when the dust settles. For we are unyielding. We are unstoppable. We are the ones who will make history. Rise, fight, and never give up. Justice is ours for the taking.
You know it's hard to find somebody real in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I just need to know I trust you. You know what I'm saying? Really fuck with you. Somebody show me something real. These days it's really hard to tell. Just need me something I can feel. These filters got us under spells. Everybody's perfect, need me a bitch with at least a couple scars. Tryna turn this mansion into a home, but they make it hard. You're so different than these other girls, I swear. But they make you feel like you're not perfect as yourself. Chasing designer bags, fucking with lame-ass niggas. I said fuck all designer, let's elevate your business. Most of these hoes is fake, they just want clothes and steak. But diamonds too hard to date, give me a solid 8. God don't give me who I want, give me who I need. Cause I'm only gon' get hurt with what I see. God don't give me what I want, give me what I need. Tryna be careful where I plant all my seeds. Somebody show me something real. These days it's really hard to tell. Just need me something I can feel. These filters got us under spell. Somebody show me something real. These days it's really hard to tell. Just need me something I can feel. These filters got us under spells.
Mama told me I was one of the creators, greatest creations. I'm amazing. A lot of you won't understand the confidence stated when making these statements. Praising nobody or chasing nobody. Get out of pocket, replacing them silently. I need somebody to show me they proud of me. I get unbalanced, they balance me quietly. Built for a tough, bled, falling water. Love taught and lost, feeling how it's started. Win, lose, or draw. Knowing I could call it. Find through it out, and still stood tall. No surrender, no retreat. Born to lose, bred to win. Selling don't apply to me. Need somebody who gon' ride it out and stay on side of me. If you lost and you come and you won't hit the wrong line. 10, I've been standing on 10.
Somebody show me something real. These days it's really hard to tell. Just need me something I can feel. These filters got us under spell. Somebody show me something real. These days it's really hard to tell. Just need me something I can feel. These filters got us under spells. Don't take me wrong, I'm not perfect, I know that. I just need somebody that I know gon' have my back. Gotta hold her back by me, I know she gon' attack. She know I'm crazy, so she hold all of my straps. Wait for the day for you to change, cause they all do that. Gotta work through both of our ways if I want this shit to last. Don't get me wrong, I love a bad bitch with an attitude, but I need someone I know I can't afford to lose. God don't give me who I want, give me who I need. Cause I'm only gon' get hurt with what I see. God don't give me what I want, give me what I need. Tryna be careful where I plant all my seeds. Somebody show me something real. These days it's really hard to tell. Just need me something I can feel. These filters got us under spell. Somebody show me something real. These days it's really hard to tell. Just need me something I can feel. These filters got us under spells.
What's your sole purpose in this army?
To do whatever you tell me, drill sergeant.
God damn it, Gump! You're a goddamn genius. That's the most outstanding answer I've ever heard. You must have a goddamn IQ of 160. You are goddamn gifted, Private Gump. Listen up, people.
Now, for some reason, I fit in the army like one of them round pegs. It's not really hard. You just make your bed real neat, remember to stand up straight, and always answer every question with, yes, drill sergeant.
Is that clear?
Yes, drill sergeant!
What you do is you just drag your nets along the buck. On a good day, you can catch over 100 pounds of shrimp. Everything goes all right 2 men, shrimp in 10 hours, less what you spend on gas.
Done, Drill Sergeant!
Go! Why did you put that weapon together so quickly, Gump?
You told me to, Drill Sergeant.
Jesus H. Christ. This is a new company record. If it wouldn't be a waste of such a damn fine enlisted men, I'd recommend you for OCS, Private Gump. You are going to be a general someday, Gump. Now, disassemble your weapon and continue.
What the hell is going on between the sheets in my home?
Baby, wait, let me explain before you start to point your cane.
Girl, I'm about to have a fit. Oh, it's about to be some shit. How did I get into this? Should've never came home with this bitch. You know that dirty woman, that's the way you come from.
But baby, wait.
But wait, my ass hit the street, your ass is grand. What the
Let's do one. And let's try that. You guys alive?
Yeah, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's cutting off every single time.
Yeah, it's because I had you guys in the wrong mode. So that's the whole reason. Let me try and do it. Yeah, that's right. All right, cool. No, we're good. Matt, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good. So, how'd you like your intros? I mean, I spent a lot of time making them, as you can tell.
No, they were good. They were good. I'm in the middle.
Oh, what you making?
I'm back.
Well,
Spaghetti.
At least you're not like Krusty.
Oh, they drove a dump truck full of money up to my house. I'm not made of stone.
So, at least you're not like him. So, there's going to be some new things that are going to happen on the call, as you guys can see. You know, everything does sound better. Everything is functional. It works great. So, which is wonderful. The other thing that we're also going to happen is like when I do host a space call, there's going to be some new features added to this whole conundrum of crap. So, just kind of demonstrate what the powers may be have. So, if you are about to get ejected from the room, first you will get the warning. The warning is your megaphone that will say you're first. Then it will be get the fuck out. So, that's one. So, if you are going to be stupid, we have for you Yeah. So that's if you're going to be stupid or you're just talking out your ass. If you're talking out your ass, then we go to first, it'll be this. And finally, if you're really bad, it's make believe. But I have a whole arsenal here for making fun of everybody and everything. So it's perfect. Thank God I'm an equal opportunity hater. So it definitely works in all ways, shape, and form. So the other thing, so we've actually added a couple more streamings out there. And since we just got the first one from Janet, so we've added Kick, we've added Instagram, we've also added we should have added what's that other one? Telegram, and I am working on getting us on Amazon so we can spread this message as far as possible. So that's the whole goal, is just to get this out there so everybody understands what is happening. So besides that, Matt gave me a wonderful, basically English lit homework assignment for this weekend. I didn't even know I was still in school, but evidently I was. So it was a 103-page read in regards to an ETN. Now, probably like, what the fuck is an ETN? You're going to hear a bunch of terms that are called ETNs. You're going to hear a bunch of terms that are called tracks. Then the sponsorship of these wonderful ETNs and this tracks program are from other indexes. And I will be able to show you guys what exactly happened during A, the June run-up, B, I'll be able to tell you what exactly happened with Ape. And you guys will understand what happened with Ape and where it's sitting. You will also understand that there's one institution in regards to all of this that basically has word of mouth saying it's okay to use. But if anything goes wrong, we're stripping that right back. It's very interesting. And it is so crooked. It is beyond crooked. There's other things that are happening. Matt does have a wonderful article that he's actually going to read later on because it's very, very interesting from an actual political point of view on what is transpiring with the elephant party in certain court arenas. You also have Robert, which Robert, I'm going to let you go right off the bat and kind of tell me what just transpired in the news.
A lot. And how you doing, man? Yeah, there's been a lot of exuberant amounts of money being thrown around that they fucked up on. One was the three mega banks that have 1.875 trillion, I believe it was, in between them and or all together. I don't know. It just depends on the whole formality of this, and we'll see. Because are they trying to say they're at 1.875 trillion because of a certain few?
So are we talking about Make It Make Sense? When was GME at $32.09 on Friday? Or are we talking about the Citadel Georgia RICO lawsuit?
Whatever you want to talk about, because there's tons of material all over the damn place. I mean, we knew that they did it. The amounts that were told, and now they have to pay for that just amount or more, maybe. Who knows? You know, you have so many damn people out. It's out. Yeah, it's all out. The whole entire fraction of the news, it's all out.
Let's start off here. So this way everybody knows where we're going and can understand and kind of keep up with it. Wall Street on parade is what we have first. Three megabanks had loan outstanding of 1.832 trillion to giant hedge fund on March 31st. You mean roughly around the same time that Citadel had to, come up with something? Maybe just a little.
All fucking destroyed.
Yeah, wasn't Citadel the one that was having to collect some underwriting paperwork from others?
Yeah, they sent me out again. Fuck.
I hear
yeah,
you.
Yeah, they're fucking up the whole connection here, bro. But
I don't think they can get to this connection considering there's only two people that got it.
yeah, true. I mean, I'm thinking about all this stuff, and I'm like, dude, the amounts that they probably have to be externally. It's just, come on. You know the damage is worse than whatever. I mean, at least they give us a fucking number right here.
Yeah, that's just it's make believe. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Every day what transpires in the market is either up or down, left or right. It doesn't mean dick.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Because the only times that you actually care, that you actually care about this shit, is if the line's going up or if it's going down. You don't care otherwise. You really don't. And that's the main thing. It's a way for you to keep your sanity. If you keep on looking at this line, you keep on looking at it and trying to go ahead and let's point out, oscillators, and let's go ahead and let's try to see where it's going to start really ripping from. Where how is it going to happen? You'll go nuts. And then and then all of a sudden, for whatever TA that you did, you're just going to be pissed off that you missed something, or, oh, how the fuck did they do that? Oh, well, I know how. It's called crime.
Yeah, true. I'm not worried about, here and there, but I'm saying, like, just the numbers they're giving out right now, it's just ridiculous, because we're like, dude, you're telling me after, yeah.
I mean, it's crime. There's no other reason. There's no right or wrong. It's all crime. I mean, you might as well sound the alarm. That's what it is. I wish there was a simpler. I mean, that's the simplest explanation that you can have. Now, let's continue on this wonderful trail that you sent me. Unrealized gains, losses on investment securities. Well, this is the same chart as the hold to maturity chart. So this is, they're almost, $1 trillion. It's more than $1 trillion right now. So, and that's just sitting there. I'm having a great day. Hold on. Having a great day. Like, it's not doing anything. So Bank of America is Citadel's prime broker. Yes, we've all known that. They've used up all of their margin. But Bank of America is in its own set of problems. Don't worry, I will show you all because I have to. It's showing as 0.03% of their total assets.
Can you tell me how Berkshire sold 2% or 10% of the market cap, 2% of the shares outstanding, and the price like rebounded?
Oh yeah, it just bounced.
And it's like it was 20% of the volume over the period was just him selling.
It just bounced. It just happened. 1, 2, 3, it happened.
How much did he pay them to get them sell prices?
I don't know. How many debt bonds did he sell?
I have no freedom.
I mean, Uncle Buffett, I made a boo-boo. I need help. Can I get some?
He sold $6 billion worth since he started selling.
Yeah, but he's only increased his war chest by to $289 billion. No, there's no crash that's going to happen. No. Either that or you're living on.
And that's the only ones we know. If he's fucking selling, the other ones are selling too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Berkshire ain't selling by themselves.
Hell no, they ain't. So, U.S. SEC charges 6 credit rating agencies with record-keeping failures. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, oh man, they're ruthless. On Tuesday, charged 6 credit rating agencies with significant record-keeping failures. Oh, sound the alarms. Sound the alarm. The agencies are Moody's Investor Services, S&P Global Rating. They're part of what I'm going to show you. Fitch Ratings, HR Ratings, de Mexico,
Yep.
AM, Best Rating Services, and Demotech. The SEC said that the agencies allowed that their conducted violated record-keeping provisions of federal securities law and agreed to pay a combined civil penalty of more than $49 million. How much money did they make off of it? Robert or Matt, Robert, if anybody knows, that's what I want to know.
Is it for late? Yeah, I'm just wondering how expansive that is, because is it per? Yeah, it just depends on the fucking how much.
Correct. Nearly 15 billion shares of AMC reported on Morningstar when only 320 million should exist. Another glitch. Why do all these glitches happen on AMC? I'm going to show you today that where all the shares are. Don't worry. Matt and I literally have this thing on a timeline. We know exactly where the shares are. We know exactly where the ape equity is. We know exactly where all the shit's hidden in the option chain. This is gotta be.
Just to make a correct, you say where they are, where they're collateralized on the FTX bankruptcy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is isn't this your options?
I believe so.
Yeah. Wait,
So yeah, cycling through. Yeah.
yeah, this is your option chain. So, in other words, these are option contracts. Do you mean that they actually sold and got those shares?
Yeah, they tried to expansively go. Saying like just conducting massive. Yeah.
All right, let's throw this out there.
Go ahead, Matt.
They went long options as future locates for their shorts, forcing the market makers to hedge the short option.
But the bank is the one that takes on the risk.
Then they went, I believe, and invested the short collateral against through the ETNs against the long options that are wash of the naked.
Well,
short.
that I know is 100% correct because you gave me a homework assignment. I took notes, extensive.
So your hedge funds have basically an iron condor, except they're using two entities on an arbitrage. They're using the ETNs against the long option. The long option is the cover wash of the short shares. Market maker is short the options on their own spread of option chain to hedge against the value.
So right here, Matt, on the screen is your ownership, the current shares, NT, EXT, EQ, market index. Here's an ETN right there. It's right there. Was that 14 billion?
Now you have to remember that's option value, which is only what 25-30% premium.
Correct.
Of the underlying.
But if we're saying, if this is stating the current shares, which that's what it's saying in black and white, and you have to specifically state this is this. You can't say current shares because this would be the current shares if someone was reading it.
On the reported side, not the offshore.
Correct. On the actual reported side.
Right. But if you look, I mean, only like one fund that's actually short Class A shares because there's no shares available to short. So everything got rolled to short options. But the short options are actually the market maker hedging against the hedge fund who collateralized them naked short shares with future locate long. But then they iron condored it, I think, in the ETNs on the 2x short on the ETN.
Which I totally understand, and I get that. But for your I mean, I'm going to use your example of what you gave me last night, especially with the court case or with what that attorney wrote on the new.
Yeah, and the other thing, like you said about values, right? The current value based on the underlying shares of the options isn't going to be the future loss against that value. When you're talking, you can. I mean, if we go back to 5 right now, that's a 6% loss, which is usually like a 9 or 10% loss on a put value.
Correct. Monetary tightening using reverse repo operations. This is not smart.
Yeah.
Whoever made this is not smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not
Right, because that's the originator of the funding. That's international.
No, and I get that. No, I get that. But when you're actually taking a part of everything in general, not just one aspect, it's going to be lopsided. Your data is not going to be factual.
Yeah. True.
That's the problem. It's not that this is off because this is right or wrong. It doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't.
Matter. They turned the equal sign into a fucking hangman symbol.
Because you still have to account for everything included into the big picture of monetary tightening. That is a macro. That's a macro lens. So you're going to have to show it as a macro lens, and that's including everything. So I'm going to get off of that. Oh my God. I saw something that he's in a RICO lawsuit. Oh my God. I almost fell over. Like, holy shit. But it doesn't mean anything. No. This is almost as good as Ken Griffin's bedpost.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, they're fucked, man.
I mean, but this isn't the only one. Matt's got another one too. Matt, is this the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another RICO suit against Citadel and some politicians who were involved in an IPO SPAC against a bank that was trying to start up a conservative banking business for people who with conservative views who weren't getting the proper services by their current banking system, especially from the business aspect.
Well,
Candace Owens was one of the founders of let me pull it up quick so I get it right.
Because that one is actually a little bit more interesting. I'm not looking at the oscillators or this again. What's this one? Highcroft Mining. Hey, it's Highcroft.
I wonder why David Simmons approached us on Twitter.
Well, Is she in the bathroom in like a baby changing spot?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just curious. I mean, that's a great spot to give an interview. Hey, hold on one second. Let me just take a dump. I'm gonna drop a bomb. Let me drop a deuce while you go ahead. While I'm giving this interview on the toilet, here, let me just put on some music for you all just so I can do that. Yeah, just while she's taking a douche, she just puts on some random ass theme music while she's taking a crap. That'd be awesome. That would be absolutely hysterical. I would cry if that happened. I mean, now I'm going to write a DM to Adam Aaron just to say you need to do an interview on the crapper just because. Do you know how awesome that would be? Like, you know what? You guys are just absolutely fucked. Here, hold on. Like, that's how fucked you guys are because you screwed with the wrong company. And he's just sitting there ripping him because he won.
Yep, lithium is going to be very important too.
Oh, I'd be fucking crying.
I got this.
And just go ahead.
All right, so
Dun, dun, dun.
Is he back?
Yeah. Where'd you go? Do you want me to put some music on for you?
Hell yeah, man. I feel like celebrating right now. I know what's going on.
I mean, might as well put on some music while we Matt, where'd you go? But I mean, I don't
can
have
you
any.
hear me?
Now I can. Yay!
Oh, this sucks. But
I don't know what sucks.
if you go to the page, then I lose my mic.
Oh.
So
Well,
I'll give you the
hold
gist.
on. Perfect.
Glory Finance was a conservative bank startup that was to help conservative businesses and conservative people who were having trouble with their banking systems, cutting off their finance abilities and the charge abilities for their product sales and stuff. They had initial investors that included some Rhino Republicans, and basically there was a holding company that they had a $1.7 billion eval on, and the holding company was going to merge with them so they could get enough money together to have the capital that they needed to actually start as a bank. But the lenders, the private lenders, these rhinos, basically went on a campaign against them, and the CEO founder partner, who they basically went out and started all kinds of rumor shit about how they're messed up and they're not doing things right and blah blah blah, and they basically stopped anybody from investing in it. And then the IPO that was supposed to merge to get them listed backed out.
Wow.
And then they had to unwind their business and shut it down.
Literally went from 0 to like 100, and you sound crystal clear. It's great. Literally over a matter of seconds. It was great.
So the IPO backed out, leaving them without the finances to reach that minimal requirement for a bank, and they had to unwind their business, shut down, pay their investors back. But now they found out, because of all this stuff that these investors started and this IPO, that they basically went after all of them as a RICO lawsuit, because basically what they were doing was keeping everybody else from investing while they were investing in competition bank companies. And so what they did is, because of the rumor of the IPO merger, I believe the IPO went up. They cashed out their IPO value and then reneged on the IPO merger, took their money, and then got all their invested money back on the liquidation through the bankruptcy.
It sounds awfully familiar to Vivek.
Yes, Vivek is named in their lawsuit. McConnell.
You said Owens too, didn't you?
Huh?
Owens?
Candace Owens was one of the founders. He's one of the ones going for the RICO.
Gotcha.
Another investor in that IPO is Pence. He was one of the early investors that were like one of the starters for that holding company that they were supposed to merge with.
And is a
So
douchebag.
she's basically got like they have like 8 people listed, prominent people, and they said and other prominent defendants, which they didn't actually name, but yeah, it's full on RICO. You basically manipulated, and RICO dove us, took all your investment money back while capitalizing on the holding company on the rumor of an IPO that you undermined.
I mean, rob from Peter to pay Paul to go ahead and put some money aside into an offshore account that the government can't grab. Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it.
So,
And it was also they also made sure that no other investors could invest because they wanted all their money, all their control in it, so that they were sure to get all their money back.
Well, they want to make sure that they get what's theirs. It sounds almost identical to Vivek and how he made his money. I mean, almost to a T.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you scam investors into a stock that you're already in based on a sell the rumor, buy the news.
I mean, that's crazy that they are literally going and doing the copycat just to make money. I mean, that's sick. When you really think about it, it's actually it's a perfect segue. It really truly is. It's that time, folks, because we can go over this my wonderful homework assignment. Literally homework assignment. Professor Matt over here, yeah, I wasn't supposed to read the entire 103 pages, but I did because that's how my mind works. I can't do it any other way. And then this way I can actually give you all the correct information.
It's not actually a boring read.
No, I made sure I try to spruce it up as much as I possibly can without making you guys fucking want to snooze. But as the title reads, AMC, from serious investing to meme stock mayhem, how to turn your portfolio into high stakes comedy show. Welcome, AMC apes and the meme basket enthusiasts, to the wildest spectacle in finance, where the serious world of investing meets the chaos of internet memes. And the outcome is an unpredictable as a coin toss in a hurricane. Today, we embark on a journey through the labyrinth corridors of the financial markets, where the UBS E-Tracks, ETNs, AMC's Rollercoaster ride as a meme stock, and the intricate dance of high risk leverage come together in a performance that is both baffling and enlightening. Picture this: a financial product so sophisticated it makes Wall Street veterans take notice, yet so bizarrely tied to the whims of Reddit users that it could have been dreamed up in the fevered mind of an internet troll. Yes, we're talking about the UBS E-Tracks. It's an exchange traded notes, ETN. It's an instrument that on the surface seems to track serious market indices, but in reality dabbles in the dangerous waters of meme stocks. Here, volatility is the norm, and traditional logic often takes a back seat to the hype. But this isn't just a story about market dynamics. It's the tale of AMC, the theater chain that became a household name not for its box office hits, but it's for turning into the poster child of the retail investor revolution. AMC didn't just remain a struggling business, it jumped headfirst into the meme basket, a collection of stocks that are more about internet culture than actual company performance. And in a twist that could only happen in today's markets, AMC didn't make it to the Russell 2000, the respectable small cap index. Instead, its shares were absorbed into a leveraged financial product that promises to double your gains or losses and leaves investors either laughing all the way to the bank or crying into their keyboards. As we delve into this world of UBS, E-Trax, ETNs, you'll discover why AMC and other meme stocks have been packaged into these products, turning them into high-octane, high-risk investments that are more of a roller coaster ride than a stable portfolio addition. And just when you think it couldn't get any crazier, we'll throw in that AMC preferred equity ape and NVIDIA valuation dynamics for good measure, because in this market, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. What exactly are E-Trax ETNs? UBS AG's E-Trax exchange traded notes might sound like a sophisticated financial product reserved for institutional investors or those with a deep understanding of the markets. These ETNs are designed to provide exposure to various markets indices, including those focused on environmental, social, and governance (ESG) criteria. On paper, this sounds like a prudent investment. Who wouldn't want to invest in products that track sustainability and social responsible companies? However, this narrative quickly unravels when you consider the reality of what these ETNs have become: a playground for the most volatile and unpredictable stocks in the market, especially meme stocks like AMC. To break it down, an exchange traded note is a type of unsecured debt security issued by a financial institution. In this case, Robert, you'll love this. UBS, unlike exchange traded fund ETFs, which own the underlying asset they track, ETNs do not. Instead, they are essentially IOUs from UBS, promising to pay the return on the specific index minus any fees over the certain period. If the index performs well, so does the ETN. If it doesn't, investors may face significant losses. Why? Because it went to UBS specifically. So they basically, and I want you to, Robert, I'm specifically talking to you now. Think of your swaps and that huge ass contract that they held. And you were wondering why they were able to go ahead and just, how did they, who paid for this?
Well, so that's the beauty of a note.
Correct.
A note debt instrument. So they're basically using a forward payment on a debt collateral at a 2x leverage.
Correct.
And they don't, and the ETN doesn't own any of the actual underlying of the index.
No.
So it's just sitting there basically as a measured value of debt against the movement of the index that it's mirroring. So think of ape mirror token followed ape equity. Well, these are a mirror ETF of an index with none of the liability of actually owning, buying, or selling, or trading any of the indexes underlying.
It's literally it's dog shit wrapped in cat shit and left on your neighbor's porch, burning to a cinder, and it's still a flaming bag of poop.
No, it's actually dog puke wrapped in cat puke, shuffled inside of a litter box, and then put into a holy garbage bag.
Yeah, well, but I thought Robert would love that answer, just because now you understand how they actually paid for that swap.
Yeah, kind of crazy that they were mixing all that stuff put together to crazy.
Don't worry. Don't you worry. I got more. Because these are unsecured debt obligations, the risk is inherently tied to UBS's credit worthiness. If UBS were to default, investors might find themselves with nothing beyond credit risk. The performance of these ETNs is directly linked to the indices that they track. I'll give you a list in a little bit, which can include traditional assets and more unconventional ones like the meme stocks. This mix creates a product that is anything but straightforward, potentially offering high returns, but also exposing investors to significant risks, especially when these ETNs are leveraged. And I'm going to have to keep on going and changing this. I don't know why I have to keep on doing this. I will get that fixed later on, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to make sure you guys can all see this because I want you guys to be able to correlate the why. The why is the most important thing here. So,
yeah, there's more, but yeah, there's definitely so much damn risk around the world already as it is.
Just a quick ad too. Remember 2021 in January, one of the big issues was the order flow, so they took the buy away in order to bring the price.
New ideas these tiny techs unveil for us today could make thousands of jobs like yours obsolete.
Our first little genius is Ralph Wiggum. It's pretty good, sir.
Hot tub, media room. It's supposed to be a power plant, not Aunt Beulah's bordello. Thank you. Get out. Next.
Rappy, get off the stage, sweetheart.
Behold, the power plant of the future today.
Ugh, too cold and sterile. Where's the heart?
But it really generates power. It's lighting this room right now.
You lose. Get off my property. Let's have the next child.
Look, everybody! Simpson's in a contest with children!
Hey,
shh! You're making us miss the contest!
Could you explain, you model young man?
What's to explain? He's an idiot!
Pipe down!
Well, basically, I just copied the plant we have now. Then I added some fins to lower wind resistance, and this racing stripe here I feel is pretty sharp.
Agreed. First prize.
What? Way to go!
You're number one, Homer!
But this was a contest for children!
Yeah, and Homer beat their brains out!
Can't stand it any longer! This whole plan is insane! Insane, I tell you! I can be lazy too! Look at me! I am a worthless employee, just like Homer Simpson! Give me a promotion! Ooh, I eat like a slob, but nobody minds! I'm eating on the seat! Give me a raise! Now I'm returning to work without washing my hands, but it doesn't matter because I'm Homer Simpson! I don't need to do my work because someone else will do it for me. Do.
Hey, you okay, Grimy?
I'm better than okay. I'm Homer Simpson.
You wish.
Oh, hi, Mr. Burns. I'm the worst worker in the world. Time to go home to my mansion and eat my lobster. What's this? Extremely high voltage. Well, I don't need safety gloves because I'm Homer Simpson.
Frank Grimes, or Grimy as he liked to be called, taught us that a man can triumph over adversity. And even though Frank's agonizing struggle through life was tragically cut short, I'm sure he's looking down.
Change the channel, Marge.
You guys there?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. I did that right then. Perfect. So I get to keep on doing this every time, but I don't mind. Just you gotta put in the work sometimes, and that's just what you get to do. So the meme stock mirage. So why would UBS include stocks like AMC in these seemingly sophisticated financial products? Well, the answer lies in the shifting dynamics of modern investing. In recent years, a wave of retail investors fueled by social media platforms like Reddit and Wall Street Bets has surged into the stock market, driving up the prices of stocks that many institutional investors might have written off. These so called meme stocks, propelled by online hype and collective buying, can experience extreme price volatility while swinging wildly from day to day. By embedding these meme stocks into serious financial products like the eTrax ETN, UBS is essentially capitalizing on this volatility. UBS is essentially capitalizing on this volatility. You want to know where it went? There it is. It offers investors a chance to participate in a meme stock phenomenon while packaging it within a traditional finance product structure. However, this combination creates a dangerous illusion. On one hand, investors are led to believe that they are buying into a sophisticated product. On the other, the underlying assets are as volatile as they come, often driven more by internet memes than any solid financial reasoning. The result, a financial product that could just as easily destroyed wealth as created it. AMC, once a struggling theater chain, has become more famous for its memes than its financial performances. It symbolized how internet culture has infiltrated the stock market, where a company's value is no longer about earnings, but its online popularity. AMC didn't make it into the Russell 2000, a small cap index that includes companies with relatively stable financials, because it is way too busy being leveraged in the eTrax ETNs. These ETNs offer a kind of high risk, high reward dynamic that thrill seeking investors crave, making AMC too volatile for traditional indices and more suited to the high stakes world of leveraged financial products. What is basically happening here? So they're basically taking all of this volatility, everything that you see in AMC on the daily, what you're supposed to see, because you have everybody and their brother posting their buys. You have people coming into space call after space call after space call, all saying, hey, you know what? I bought today. Oh, hey, you know what? I bought today too. And then you know what? I bought today. And then I got this. And so you are purchasing all these stocks. Okay, well, where's the volume? Where is the actual orders coming in and showing what is actually being purchased? Not this bullshit spoofing of let's match this sale or this buy to this sell. And we're just going to keep on doing that all the way down. And then when the day's over, then we'll, in after hours, then we'll actually report it.
That's the beauty of it being an ETN, is that it's a note. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 2021, one of the biggest issues with the run-ups on meme stocks was the indexes, because they run sandwich plays, iron condors and stuff on indexes. And once they get outside of that condor window, right, they lose money.
Of course.
Meanwhile, all the investors, your retirement funds and all that, they're in them indexes making money because they're not iron condoring it. They're invested in the ETFs, right? So you can't have retail making all that money, all these hedge funds, market makers, and banks losing all that money because they're outside their scope window against their hedging.
Correct.
Right? Now, you also have banks tighten. They don't have money to lend.
No. Zero.
But the ETN is an alternative ETF, a version of an index, where you don't actually have to have money to have a position in it, because they'll collateralize you a position against your note value without ever having to borrow anything.
Yeah. So most of the indexes, and there's a list. Don't worry, you're going to see this list, but this list is with prime brokers, banks, other indexes, especially ones that were created, where UBS basically got the, okay, you could borrow this, but the minute that it goes bad, I'm taking it away from you. You do not get to use my collateral. But I can say that you're using it. It's the false promise. Is basically what you're getting. It's the false promise.
If there's a huge volatile move that's above like 4 or 5% in a mark-to-market close, they deleverage it back to 1x, whether it's up or down. If as soon as it breaks that window, they deleverage it. If it goes to like 6-10%, they have the option to just close your position.
Yeah, done. I'm going to make this pencil.
They can actually have the right and the authority, based on their own disclosures, to actually close the fund at a zero value, leaving you with nothing.
Oh, you're sitting there pulling out your pockets, literally. How much did you rape? I mean, take?
It'd be pretty much like they did to MMTLP.
Yeah. Robert, what do you think about all this so far?
I mean, there's no number, like you said. It's just gonna be something, and that's it.
It's just fucking random, literally random.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, here's a picture of Millhouse. Lost child, no reward. E-Track ETNs.
But it allows UBS to use note value on an investment value without the interest obligation of forward payment, based on
explain that a little bit.
Value of, okay, so UBS, if they have a position and they're like can't get out of, say, like an AMC, right, and they want to hedge it, but then they got to borrow, right, or they got to have money to actually invest somewhere else as a hedge, or in the same stock create these condors and stuff, right? Now you leave yourself susceptible to volatility, right? But if you do it with an ETN through debt note lending to move it onto another institution's investor book through their investment in your ETN, you just passed that hedge liability onto somebody else, took it off your books, and you have all the power to do with that what you want, based within the parameters of the volatility guidelines that they set in the ETN and their disclosures.
I mean, but the disclosures, which I'm going to go over some of the prospectus with you guys because it does detail the bullshit. I mean, literally, there was no oversight. Whoever wrote this, basically, it's free money. Here you go. I'm just tossing it out of my pockets. Here you go. You want collateral? Here, I got it for you. You want some? Here, I got it. No responsibility, no nothing. This is the wild, wild west all over again.
And see, now hold the maturity notes or treasuries or bonds or anything like that is supposed to be the same as cash. But
no.
If you can't borrow against it because nobody's got money to fucking lend you, or they can't take any more margin risk on their balance sheets because they're all upside down already, right? It allows them to offshoot that risk off of their own balance at UBS while not having to lend out any cash against their asset side.
It's
passing the liability for them to take back, strengthen their balance sheet off the institution's losses if a market event were to happen. Whereas
losses,
it used to be if volatility happened and the indexes started to run up because the underlyings were being were pumping up, right? Like in 2021, there was huge risk to all kinds of institutions going bankrupt on the volatility exposure against their spread condor, right? But with the ETN, you have the same exposure without actually owning any of the actual, and the triggers on it for its multiplier risk are basically no different than if an index halted midday.
With zero deleveraging, zero, no reason.
Yep. And they can tell you when you can sell, when you can buy at any moment if that volatility gets outside that parameter of the agreement of the investment.
Correct. So E-Trax ETNs might sound appealing, especially with their potential for high returns, but they come with significant risks that are often glossed over in the excitement. Understanding these risks is crucial for anyone considering investing in them, particularly because they combine the traditional risk of ETNs with the added volatility of meme stocks like AMC. At the core of any ETN is credit risk. Since E-Trax ETNs are unsecured debt obligations, we all know what those are. They are essentially IOUs from UBS. This means that if UBS were to face financial difficulties or, in the worst case scenario, go bankrupt, the value of these ETNs could evaporate. For an investor, this is akin to lending money to a friend based on their promise to pay it back. If your friend suddenly loses their job or faces other financial hardships, your loan may go unpaid. Similarly, if UBS encounters financial trouble, the ETNs could lose their value entirely, leaving investors with nothing.
And you have no recourse for retribution even through a court.
This is the foundational risk that can turn a promising investment into a total loss. Now, market risk is another major concern, especially with E-Trax ETNs. That's including the meme stocks like AMC. The value of these ETNs is tied to the performance of the underlying index, which in this case can be heavily influenced by the erratic price movement of a meme stock. These stocks are notorious for their extreme volatility, driven not by the company fundamentals, but by social media trends, retail investor sentiment, and sometimes even coordinated buying campaigns. For example, the height of the meme stock craze, AMC stock price could swing by double digits in a single day based on nothing more than a viral post on Reddit. The kind of volatility makes predicting the ETN's performance extremely difficult. While there's potential for large gains, there's also a very real possibility of significant losses, especially if the hype fades or if the broader market experiences a downturn. And I have an example. Where is that?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, dude! I've been trying to get in here the whole time.
Okay, listen up, everybody. This is the hardest, most expensive scene in the movie, and we only get one shot at it, so we have to do it right. Fallout Boy will untie Radioactive Man and pull him to safety moments before he's hit with a 40-foot wall of sulfuric acid that will horribly burn everything in its path. Now, that's real acid, so I want to see goggles, people.
Real acid?
Okay, roll film. Tip the acid bats, and action!
Only Fallout Boy can save me now.
Where's Fallout Boy? Fallout Boy!
Uh-oh. My eyes, the goggles do nothing.
Real quick, just jump in there. I didn't think about it before, but I posted that Glorify article in comments underneath.
That. You boys back?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, perfect.
Did you hear me say about that article?
No.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, Rob.
I posted that Glorify article in the comments.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. You mean the chat?
Yep.
All right, cool. We'll go over that here in a minute. Liquidity risk, the trap of illiquidity. Liquidity risk refers to the possibility that an investor might not be able to buy or sell the ETN at a favorable price or at all. This risk is particularly pronounced in times of market stress when the trading volumes dry up. You mean like right now? And the differences between the buy, bid, and the sell, ask price widens. Imagine trying to sell a rare collectible item in the market where no one is buying. You might have to accept a much lower price than you would like, or you might not be able to sell it at all. So with E-Track ETNs, especially those involving less conventional or more volatile assets like meme stocks, liquidity can become a serious issue. If you need to sell your ETN quickly, you might find that there's not a lot of buyers, but probably few buyers willing to pay a fair price, forcing you to take it at a loss. In extreme cases, you might not be able to sell it at all, leaving you stuck in a position that continues to lose value. Leverage is perhaps the most dangerous aspect of these ETNs. With leverage, UBS has essentially said, why settle for ordinary risk when you can double it? Why settle for ordinary risk when you can double it? This means that the ETN is designed to provide twice the exposure to the performance of the underlying index. If the index goes up, the ETN's value could increase significantly. But if the index goes down, the losses are also magnified. For example, if the underlying index falls by 10%, a 2 times leverage ETN could lose 20% of its value. When you add in the inherent volatility of meme stocks like AMC, these losses can happen quickly and unexpectedly. If the financial equivalent of playing with fire, the potential for big gains is there, but so is the risk of getting burned. For many investors, the allure of the high returns blinds them to the fact that the leverage can just as easily lead to a catastrophic loss. Legal and regulatory information. The fine print you can't ignore. Before diving into E-Track ETNs, it's essential to understand the legal regulatory framework that governs them. UBS has done its due diligence by filing the necessary registration with the SEC and providing prospectus for the ETN offering. However, just because of the legal paperwork is in place doesn't mean these products are without risk. Far from it. The prospectus is a detailed document that outlines everything an investor needs to know about the ETN, including the risk, fees, and how the product works. It's essentially the fine print that no one likes to read, but everyone should. The prospectus will tell you about the underlying index, the credit risk, the leverage, and other key factors that can impact the ETN's performance. However, in reality, very few retail investors take the time to thoroughly read these documents. The legal jargon can be dense, and the sheer volume of information can be overwhelming. But skipping this step is akin to buying a used car without checking under the hood. You might be in for a nasty surprise later on. Ignorance of the risk doesn't make them go away. It just leaves you more vulnerable to exposed or to expedited losses. Another critical aspect to understand the role of the third-party licensors like S&P. Yes, the same S&P 500. And Selective. These companies provide the indices that the ETNs track, but they do not endorse the ETNs themselves. This means that if an ETN underperforms or if there are issues with the product, these licensors are not responsible. They are simply providing the data. The responsibility for the ETN's performance lies squarely with UBS and ultimately with the investor who chooses to buy it. For instance, S&P might license an index that tracks high dividend stocks, which UBS then uses as the basis for the ETN. However, if that ETN losses value due to market conditions, S&P won't be there to make up for the losses. The investors bears the full brunt of the negative outcome. Understanding that this distinction is critical because it highlights that the security of the ETN is tied more to the issuer than to the index itself. While the SEC requires that these products be registered and that all pertinent information be disclosed, regulatory oversight only goes so far. The SEC's role is to ensure that the products are transparent and that the investor are informed of the risk. It does not, however, guarantee that the investment will be successful or even that it is suitable for all investors. This is why it's so important for investors to do their own research and understand what they're getting into. Just because a product is legally compliant doesn't mean it's a good fit for your portfolio. The legal and regulatory framework provides some protection, but it doesn't eliminate the inherent risk of investing in a complex financial product like E-Track's ETNs. So you're basically getting a handshake saying you can use my index, but if anything goes bad, and I mean anything goes bad, it's on you. And I will pull my thing out as fast as you can say shit. It's gone. Bye. And I don't have any responsibility. I'm just using you for the actual collateral purposes of the ETN.
Right. And UBS actually suffers no losses because they have no actual investment in the index. It's all you. So they just get to keep your money based on the difference loss of the evaluation tracker.
Yeah. So in other words, it's is what it is. You lost everything. Literally just lost it. It's gone. And you've given it all to UBS. Now, one of the things that I kept on asking myself while reading this, and I'm trying to understand this, why does UBS actually need a product like this? Well, you have documents that are sealed for 50 years. This is their only way for them to actually move in these markets because they have nothing.
Plus, it's another product that brings cash flow at zero risk to them for 100% collateral against any margin exposure that they need.
Well, but that's the crazy
margin
part.
collateral against.
That's the crazy part because I mean, really think about it, and that's what I kept on thinking about when I was reading this over and trying to make sense of it all. Credit Suisse and Archegos did so much damage to, GameStop, to AMC, with all of these products that were basically purchased on the same collateral, rehypothecated over and over and over and over and over again, and it was absolved by UBS. And so you know, they're taking this on. The government gives them a credit line of nothing. And
it goes back to what I said, though. It takes the volatility out of risk out of the index if they have an outside hedge collateral margin fund.
correct. Well, and I understood that. But who would be actually dumb enough? I mean, this is coming to, am I that dumb to actually buy into something like this?
That's what they have pension, retirement, and 401k advisors for, to invest your money for you at your expense for their liquidity.
And that's where you get the bingo, which will just go down. Yep. That's where you get, that award. We don't have any blame. Now you have a product that can go ahead, steal volatility from the meme baskets and put it into my own dangerous fund or index.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of what Granite Shares did with their single stock ETF on Nvidia on a 2x leverage, but they had a long side and a short side product that they weren't actually
utilizing
exposure to, because whatever they'd lose on the long, they'd gain back on the short.
Yeah.
On the short ETF. So all the risk was on the investors, but it allowed them to collect fees on investment risk of other people's money without exposing their own money to the volatility of it, because if one gains, the other loses. If one loses, the other gains. They're just transferring customer funds based on their investment.
It's literally back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Whoever's got it, that's what it is.
And it takes investor money out of the stock itself, because, I mean, why invest in just a stock when you can invest in the stock at a 2x ETF leverage?
Exactly. It's a package. Packages are better. Don't buy the individual shit. Just get the package. Package usually helps you out. That's all. AMC preferred equity, the new face of meme stocks madness. So, as if AMC's story weren't already filled with enough twists and turns, enters AMC preferred equity. A new chapter in the ongoing saga of the now legendary meme stock. While AMC has been the poster child of meme stocks, characterized by wild price swings and a devoted retail investor base, the introduction of ape units added an entirely new dimension to the narrative. These units weren't just another financial instrument. They were the strategic move by AMC to navigate the treacherous waters of capital raising without diluting the equity of existing shareholders. However, in a true AMC fashion, what was intended as a pragmatic solution quickly became the next big thing in the meme stock universe. Subject to the same frenetic trading and speculative mania that had defined AMC stock. To understand the significance of ape, we need to delve into the reasons behind its creation. AMC, like many companies that found themselves suddenly thrust into the spotlight during the meme stock craze, needed to capitalize on its newfound popularity. The company was still grappling with the financial fallout from the pandemic, with significant debt on its balance sheet and a need for fresh capital to sustain operations and explore new opportunities. However, issuing more common stock would have meant diluting the stakes of existing shareholders, something that could have depended the enthusiasm of the retail investor who had so passionately rallied around AMC. Enter AMC's preferred equity, APE units. These units were designed to function as a way for AMC to raise capital without directly impacting the value of its common stock. In essence, APE was a creative financial instrument, a way for AMC to have its cake and eat it too. But here's where things get interesting. Despite their intended purpose as a more conservative financial tool, APE units quickly took on life of their own. Much like AMC's common stock, APE became the next big play for retail investors, driven by the same mix of speculation, enthusiasm, and let's be honest, a touch of madness. The same forces that had propelled AMC to meme stock stardom were now at work with APE, turning what was supposed to be a pragmatic solution into another vehicle of volatility trading and internet-fueled speculation.
Except all the buy pressure and APE didn't get reflected in the price because they collateralized your buy with a mirror token through FTX and crypto.
Correct. So the volatility of APE, when prudence meets Pandorium. What makes the story of APE units particularly fascinating and a bit ironic is that they were intended to be a more stable, controlled way for AMC to raise capital. Instead, they became just as volatile, if not more so, than AMC common shares. The same retail investors who had driven AMC stock price to meteoric heights saw APE as the next chapter in the saga, another chance to ride the wave of a company that felt a deep, almost personal connection to. The volatility of APE can be attributed to several factors. First, there was the simple fact that APE was closely tied to AMC, both in terms of corporate strategy and investor perception. Retail investors who had stakes in AMC were naturally interested in APE, seeing it as another way to bet on the company's future. But beyond APE's introduction coincided with a period of heightened market uncertainty, where traditional finance metrics were often overshadowed by sentiment and social media-driven trading. The result was a financial instrument that was designed to be more conservative, ended up being just as speculative. APE units became another playground for retail investors, and the price movements reflected the same kind of erratic behavior that had come to define AMC stock. What was intended as a tool for capital raising became yet another symbol of meme stock phenomenon. Proof that in this market, even the most prudently designed instrument can be swept up in a wave of volatility. So why didn't AMC make it into the Russell 2000? The small cap index that serves as a benchmark for many serious investors. The answer lies in the complex relationship between AMC's common stock and its APE units. Together, these two financial instruments represent a significant portion of AMC's market cap. But they also represent something much more unpredictable, an intersection of financial engineering and meme culture. By the time the Russell 2000 rebalancing came around, AMC was no longer just a small cap stock with a straightforward value proposition. It had become the darling of retail investors, a symbol of rebellion against Wall Street, and a case study in how internet culture can upend traditional finance. The creation of APE only solidified this status. Instead of being evaluated on traditional metrics, AMC's inclusion in indices like the Russell 2000 became complicated by its role in the meme basket, a collection of stocks that were more about sentiment and speculation than earnings and growth. And then came the ultimate twist: the bundling of AMC and its APE units into a 2x leveraged ETN. It's like the financial version of the Fast and the Furious, except instead of cars, we have meme stocks, and instead of Nas, we have leverage. By packaging AMC and APE into a leveraged financial product, UBS essentially turned up the volume on the meme stock phenomenon, offering investors a way to double down on the volatility they had already made these stocks infamous. The inclusion of AMC shares and APE units in this leveraged ETN was not just a nod to their volatility, it was an acknowledgement of the high risk, high reward territory that they represented for investors. This was both a warning and an intervention or invitation. On one hand, the extreme leverage offered by the ETN amplified the potential for its gains, but it also magnified the potential for losses. Investing in these products was not for the faint of heart. It was a bet on the continued momentum of the meme stocks, a gambling on the power of retail investors to keep the hype alive. But even in this high risk landscape, there was something undeniably captivating about APE. It represented the next chapter in AMC's saga, a new twist in the story that had already defied so many expectations. For those willing to take the plunge, APE offered the possibility of being part of something bigger than just a financial instrument. It was a chance to be part of a movement, a cultural phenomenon that had captured the imagination of the investing world. It's very interesting. And so basically, they stole all the volatility of APE right from the
Yes. Yes. And they also, by creating that product, allowed them to arbitrage the AMC ape on the split market cap to keep the market cap total share to free float value under that 2 billion mark, which is the marker requirement in order to get into the indices.
into the Russell 2000.
Right. And once you're in the Russell 2000, see, nobody manages that. That's based on performance, right? And a certain amount of money has to be invested in stocks that meet that market cap parameter within that index. So, with doing that, the way they did it and created these alternate products allowed them to collateralize your investment without using your money to inject into the actual market cap value of the buy pressure, thus keeping that below the 2 billion threshold, keeping indices from having to go out and actually purchase shares on the lit or ATS to be reflected into the price movement on the purchase power of being an index stock.
Yeah. So you bled this thing dry. You basically, they took all the volume, they took all the volatility because we knew we had them by the balls. We
And
had
that was
them
the
by
whole
the balls.
purpose of the mirror token, too.
Correct. So we're going to go ahead and we're basically just going to steal your money. You're blatantly steal your money. Put it into this fund that basically stops volatility from happening.
And when you go back to 2021, after the January run up, we were in the threshold to be in the Russell 2000 with GameStop. and in March, April, and May,
Mm-hmm.
they shorted the crap out of it to get that market cap below the threshold, because if it held that for the quarter, it would have made the Russell 2000. With GameStop already there, and that June run up would have been January times, or it would have been June times 10, because it's
Yeah,
not
it
like
would have been.
take the buy button away again.
No,
But
it definitely
we
would
did
have
have the run up on the short interest that they created in order to keep the market cap below that threshold, so that it wouldn't make the purchase power of being an indice market cap.
It is amazing what you can honestly. It's the Wild Wild West. It literally is the Wild Wild West, and they just keep on stealing money left and right, up and down, forward, back, and start. That's what it is.
But it doesn't matter, because the fundamentals are on their way up, and they
Oh, of
can't
course.
continue to pretend that this is not a growth Russell 2000 stock. I mean, if this don't break fucking the two billion market cap by the end of the year, then I don't know what they did to keep it there, but they had to find something new.
Oh, they had
ETNs ain't it?
They had to have. There's no way. There's no if, then, or but about it. Because you're basically, for the 3 times leverage that you basically need to be at to get into the Russell 2000, you would have to be at what, $5.54? $5.54?
555.15.
There you go. So, yeah, everybody, I'm telling you right now, that is your launch point. Because, Robert, you're here still? Yes, you are. Hey, Robert, how much does they have to go out and actually purchase for the inclusion into a new index?
That would be, what was it?
You said it last night. It was
Oh,
like
I want
30.
to add too. You have to hold that 2 billion for a majority of the quarter. So even though we've hit that
Yeah.
threshold like 3 times in the last quarter and a half since May, right? It didn't close at them prices. I think we had 3 days that closed at that, but they were all midday, which is why every time it gets above that threshold, you see that hammer ladder attack to get it back down below that 2 billion.
Correct. So has to close above that price, and that's your launch. There's nothing that's stopping it, because the amount of volatility, everything that you will need to basically go kablamo, that's what you're getting. That's what you need, ladies and gentlemen, because this would also destroy this ETN in every way, shape, and form. NVIDIA.
Yeah, it's a heavy total.
What did you say, Robert?
It's a heavy total that you have to go and mark cap and just be there at that normal, well, at least to the point that they're making about 30 million per, to be in the Russell 2000 at least.
3 times.
Right. And NVIDIA is going down, but you also have to remember, because of Granite Shares NVIDIA ETF with the long and the short, they're not losing margin collateral no matter what NVIDIA does, because they have a zero balance hedge collateralized in the ETF 2X.
Yep, time to party.
Oh, do a little dance. Do that little dance. Here, you know what? This is a perfect time. Hold on. I got the perfect thing for this.
every now and then, you know what I'm saying, most of the majority of the time, you dig?
We in the mode.
Yeah. This is a moment of clarity. Everything VVs and go to the maximum. Young nigga flood out of eczema, flawless the face and run through a pack of them. Everything classical, everything magical, and they were checking my catalog. He didn't know
Moment of clarity.
You know what? I just realized something else too.
Go ahead.
That tracks, they also have a high dividend ETN. And I just realized the purpose of that is if you invest in the ETN, which you're not exposed to any of the dividends, why the hell would you get in an ETN on a high value dividend stock? ETF index when you can't collect any of the dividend, and they're just going to take your money. They're going to buy the actual index, and they're going to keep all the dividends that you're not getting because you're not in the index.
Pretty much. Hold on 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's gonna be impressive what happens next because they're gonna have to do something new.
Hold on 1 second. Well, hopefully that holds. Slowly closing that. Sorry, like my bottom shelf of my refrigerator, for some odd reason, it has like all my booze, and it literally just all of a sudden you hear. I'm like, what the fuck? So my shelf like completely broke, but that's okay. Enter NVIDIA.
Straight down the middle?
Yep. A tech giant renowned for its groundbreaking graphic processing units, GPUs, and innovative technology solutions, is an essential player in the broader market dynamics under discussion. Unlike AMC, which has gained notoriety as a meme stock driven by retail investor enthusiasm, NVIDIA's valuation is underpinned by strong business fundamentals, consistent growth, and its inclusion in serious indices such as MSCI USA ESG Focus Index as well. This index, created and maintained by MSCI Inc., a leading provider of investment decision support tools, has its origins tied to JP Morgan, which was instrumental in the creation and the early development. And now the fundamental strengths. I am just saying, stop. I am laughing too hard at NVIDIA. NVIDIA's inclusion into the MSCI USA ESG Focus Index is a testament to the company's robust business model, strong financial performance, and commitment to environmental, social, and governance ESG principles. As a key player in industries ranging from gaming and professional visualization to artificial intelligence and autonomous vehicles, NVIDIA has established itself as a leader in the semiconductor industry. This leadership, coupled with ESG's credentials, makes NVIDIA a favorite among institutional investors and a critical component of indices like the MSCI USA ESG Focus Index. For example, NVIDIA's GPUs are the backbone of modern AI and machine learning technologies, powering everything from data centers to autonomous vehicles. The company's consistent revenue growth, driven by its dominance in these high demand sectors, reflect its strong market position. These factors have led to NVIDIA being highly valued by the market, with stock price reflecting the company's potential for sustained growth and innovation. Despite its solid fundamentals, NVIDIA has not been entirely immune to the same market forces that have propelled meme stocks like AMC to extreme valuations. The rise of the retail investor, who now have easy access to trading platforms like Robinhood or others, and are often influenced by social media and online forums, has contributed to significant volatility in NVIDIA's stock price. Retail investors drawn to NVIDIA due to its perceived growth potential and the broader tech boom. Matt, if you can explain this for 2 seconds, I have to run to my door.
You mean like, as in ESG
Bullshit.
being a required investment for support of basically Swiss and UBS?
Unknown caller.
What's the text? So anyhow, the ESG, this would be the same ESG investments that BlackRock's being sued over for failure to comply based on their own disclosures of responsible investing, and they're fighting it under they have more of a responsibility for reach of political role and power, and an overreach by the SEC and the banking industry to basically force investments and such, but everybody else is supposed to.
Everybody's supposed to. This is all planned. NVIDIA's stock saw a dramatic surge, fueled not only by the business performance, but also by the influx of the retail investor eager to capitalize on the tech sector momentum. This surge was not solely based on earnings or growth forecasts, but was also driven by the same speculative behavior that has characterized the rise of the meme stocks. While NVIDIA's valuation is fundamentally different from AMC's, because it's half of it's made up, rooted in its technological leadership and the ESG adherence, it still subjects to the same market risks: volatility, speculation, and the influence of retail traders. These risks are amplified in a market environment where the sentiment can sometimes overshadow financial reality. For example, any news related to the semiconductor industry, such as supply chain disruptions, new technological advancements, or changes in government regulation can lead to a significant fluctuation in NVIDIA's stock price. Moreover, broader market trends like shift in investor preference from growth stocks to value stocks or change in interest rates can also impact NVIDIA's valuation. Although NVIDIA's strong fundamentals provide some insulation against these forces, the stock is still susceptible to the same speculative swings that drive meme stock behavior. In summary, NVIDIA represents a blend of solid financial performance and exposure to the speculative forces that have shaped the modern stock market. Its inclusion in indices like MSCI USA ESG Focus Index underscores the financial and ESG strength. Yet, the stock remains vulnerable to the same market dynamics that affect more speculative investments. UBS E-Trax ETNs are intricate financial instruments that track various market indices, each presenting its own set of risks and characteristics. While some of these indices focus on traditional, stable sectors of the economy, others are way more speculative, particularly those that include meme stocks. To grasp the full spectrum of the risk associated with E-Trax ETN, it's important to examine both the serious, stable indices and the more volatile, meme-driven ones. So this is the important part of this. The S&P High Yield Dividend Aristocrats Index, stability, and a sea of volatility. One of the indices that E-Trax ETNs might track is the S&P High Yield Dividend Aristocrats Index. This index comprises companies with a long history of constantly increasing their dividends, often considered blue chip stocks, solid, dependable, and relatively low risk. These companies include industry giants like Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, and Procter & Gamble. Investing in an ETN that tracks this index is generally seen as a conservative choice. The companies in this index are not subject to the wild price swings seen in the meme stocks. Instead, they offer steady, reliable returns. For instance, during periods of market turbulence, these stocks may experience some price fluctuations, but they are likely to undergo the dramatic rise and fall characteristics of more speculative investments. This makes the S&P High Yield Dividend Aristocrat Index an anchor for investors seeking stability and income from dividends rather than high risk, high reward scenarios. So there's one of your indexes that is given money direct, or not money, but the permission, we'll say, to go ahead and use the paper, saying that this is their collateral, but if anything were to go wrong, we're taking that right back.
Yeah, and I jumped the gun a little on that paragraph, but that's what I was referring to when I said about also as a track, you don't get the dividend. So they can use your money to invest in the index, and they'll collect all the dividends off your investment in their track.
Correct. So you get dick and a big bag of them. I mean,
You get a 2 times leverage on a stock that's lucky if it moves 3 or 4% in a week.
Correct. I mean, literally, you're getting a whole big bag of them. You know, it's bad. So let's make this worse. Wells Fargo provides various indices that are also utilized by E-Trax ETNs, such as Wells Fargo Business Development Company Index and Wells Fargo Diversified Business Development Company Index. These indices track business development companies, BDCs, which invest in small and mid-sized businesses, providing them with capital needed for growth. Matt, can you think of any companies that are like that?
I mean, I could, but the whole industry would tell me I was wrong.
Yeah, probably. But these indices are based on serious business fundamentals, focusing on companies engaged in real economic activities like lending, investing, and business expansion. They are far removed from the chaos of the meme basket, which is driven more by retail investor sentiment than the traditional financial metrics. For example, a BDC included in these indices might see steady growth as it helps finance a new wave of small businesses, providing a more predictable return compared to the volatile performance of a meme stock like AMC. And don't worry, Robert, I got you. There you go, buddy. But here's another company. Selective and MVIS indexes, diverse sectors, different risks. Selective and MVIS market vectors index solutions, now part of the broader financial ecosystem shaped by players like JP Morgan, offer a wide range of indices that are used by ETNs. These indices might track sectors like high dividend stocks or mortgage REITs, real estate investment trusts, each with its unique risk profile. For instance, the selective U.S. high dividend low volatility index focuses on companies that offer high dividends with lower volatility, appealing to investors seeking a blend of income and stability. On the other hand, MVIS indexes might track more niche sectors like global mortgage REITs. These REITs are involved in the financing and ownership of real estate mortgages, offering high yields, but also carrying specific risks, such as sensitivity to interest rate changes and real estate market fluctuations. These indices are generally more focused on income generation and may appeal to investors who want exposure to specific sectors with potentially higher returns balanced by accompanying risks. Finally,
But let me add to that, because there's real estate investment trusts that use their profit to pay dividend on your capital that they use in their to purchase their assets and such.
Yeah.
So when they get that profit margin against their real estate and they pay it out in the dividend, there again, you're not getting the dividend.
Nope.
Because you're not invested directly in the REIT, you're invested in the track.
Correct.
Right? Now, on top of that, that underlying REIT that might be in that real estate track, right? That you don't actually have can lose value based on the capital payout of the dividend against its profits.
Correct.
And now you're exposed to 2x the loss against something that you never even got to see any of the profit dividend of.
You saw a whopping 0.0.
So I know there was one real estate trust that actually paid like a freaking $6 dividend, and stock went down $8. Well, on a 2x leverage, you never got the $2, and you lost $12 on the track value if it was a single trust track.
Yep.
Or right, then you would lose all of the money that the dividend paid against the market cap without any benefit of the dividend payout.
This is the part that sucks. Finally, the MSCI USA ESG Focus Index, owned and developed by MSCI Inc., a spinoff from JP Morgan's Legacy, includes companies like NVIDIA. This index is designed to provide exposure to companies with strong environmental, social, and governance performance, while maintaining a risk and return profile similar to the broader MSCI USA index. Companies in this index are selected not only for their financial performances, but also for their commitment to sustainable practices. You know my disdain for NVIDIA. Everybody. I have beaten that until I've been blue in the face about their practices and how they don't have a sales contract until August of 25. They don't have. You have a CEO who has sold over the last 30 days 500 million shares. And somehow it goes up. Well, one, we know how it's going up. Money's got to go somewhere. That's your carry trade. Now you have this. Now, the problem where it comes is that JP Morgan's sitting there holding this. That's the problem. How many people are with JP Morgan Chase? Matt, Robert, either one.
I'm with them going down.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
The next Bank of America, I'd say.
Oh, for sure. Wells Fargo, they're another one.
Riley,
they're another one. They're all in this.
I'm still waiting for New York Community Bank to come to term.
I mean, that disappeared.
Expiration on their 22 deal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that disappeared like a fart in the wind. It really did. It was here, and then all of a sudden, how are they going to give money for this? Oh, wait, here it is. While this index appears far removed from the speculative world of meme stocks, it's crucial to recognize that it is still subject to the same market forces that drive retail trading. For instance, NVIDIA's inclusion in this index reflects its solid financial and ESG credentials, but stock valuation can still be influenced by retail investors who are more focused on short-term gains than the company's long-term sustainability efforts. Which brings to the AMC conundrum. Why meme stocks and serious investments don't always mix. AMC's journey from the struggling theater chain to a full-fledged meme stock and now to the component of a leveraged ETN is one of the most intriguing stories in recent financial history. It is a tale of perfectly encapsulated the madness of modern markets, where the boundaries between serious investing and internet culture have not just blurred, they've practically dissolved. What began as a playful, almost tongue-in-cheek movement on Reddit has evolved into a phenomenon that has left seasoned investors scratching their heads and retail traders riding the waves of euphoria and despair in equal measure. As AMC's stock price surged, it caught the attention of not just the retail trader, but of the broader financial community. Hedge funds, institutional investors, and financial product creators couldn't ignore the phenomenon. What had started as a joke was now being taken seriously, and financial products were being developed to capitalize on this newfound volatility. Enter UBS eTrax ETN. These exchange-traded notes are designed to give investors exposure to market indices and strategies, often with the added twist of leverage. And what better candidate for a leveraged financial product than a meme stock like AMC, whose price swings wildly based on the latest internet trends rather than the traditional financial metrics. By including AMC in the meme basket within the leverage ETN, UBS effectively turned internet culture into a tradable commodity, a high octane financial instrument designed for those who thrive on risk. But here's where things get tricky. Serious investments are typically built on fundamentals, earning reports, growth prospects, market position. Meme stocks, on the other hand, are driven by sentiment, social media momentum, and the collective belief that can evaporate as quickly as it had formed. When these two worlds collide, the result is often financial products that are as volatile as they're innovative. AMC inclusion in a leverage ETN was a bold move, but it also highlighted the stark differences between traditional investing and the new world of meme-driven speculation. So why didn't AMC make it to the Russell 2000? Well, that small cap index that many would argue is more appropriate home for a company of its size, the answer lies in the very nature of AMC's transformation. The Russell 2000 is a curated list of small cap companies that are evaluated based on market cap, fundamentals, and other traditional metrics. It's the kind of index where serious investors look for potential growth stocks, companies that, while smaller, have solid prospects for the future. But AMC wasn't content with being a small cap stock. It had become something much bigger, an icon of the retail trading revolution. The fever surrounding AMC wasn't about long-term growth or strategic business moves. It was about the thrill of the ride. AMC has transcended the realm of traditional investing and entered a new domain, one where the rules are made up and that the points don't matter. In this world, making it into the Russell 2000 would have been a step down, a sign that AMC was just another small cap stock rather than the superstar of the meme basket. Instead, AMC found its home in the high risk, high reward territory of leveraged financial products. Being part of the meme basket within a UBS E-Track ETN wasn't just about capitalizing on its volatility. It was about acknowledging that AMC had become too cool, too unpredictable for the staid world of small cap indices. By being included in this leverage ETN, AMC cemented its status as a stock that isn't bound by traditional financial logic, but instead plays by the rules of the new meme-driven market. So
I also see it as a risk exposure double down, which they've done several times over the last few years. But it's not just a double down; it's a 2 times the risk double down.
Correct. There's so much volatility, and this is because you had the ape, then you had the merger. So all that got included into this as well. Literally, it's just compacted beyond compacted, and it just keeps on getting slapped in here.
And its margin collateral is an HTM note that is subject to the margin loss of credit changes, of interest changes.
Correct. And it is just a circle of volume, more margin, volatility that is stuck in this ETN because of past circumstances and basically giving UBS a leveraged product to be able to conduct business. Because you, as the investor in this E-Track, you really don't get shit. You get nothing. Even if they tell you, hey, you know what, this is a perfect time to sell, that doesn't mean shit. You're just giving it to UBS.
As soon as any of these track underlying mirrors go up any significant percent, the track closes off the exposure.
Correct.
So even if it goes up, you don't gain shit because they basically freeze the exposure. Price
Correct.
discovery to reflect.
There is no price discovery. It's gone.
No, because they have a volatility window that shuts down the track and
Correct.
can liquidate you at any time, even if it's a profit. I mean, if it goes up to 10%, they already cut you off at 5-6%.
Correct. So, yeah, I mean, you're literally, it needs to get out of this, and it has to get out of this track. The only way it does that, we have to close at 555 or 555.15. You have to close ending day, close at that. And again, just to reiterate, that is 3 times over the track, because that's only 2 times leverage. So by doing that, and then once you get to that point, you are at that's your launch pad. You want your dreams, you want your day in the sun, you want everything to happen. That's that number. If you are an options trader, Robert, you probably can chime in on this. You've seen the movement, and especially in the price of AMC, what, 3-5 weeks from now? We should clear that. Easily clear that. Matt, I mean, I know you play your paper account all the time, but I know you've seen some interesting things.
I've got interesting things in my paper right now.
Oh, I know you do, but specifically on our stock on AMC.
I don't have anything besides some options.
I'm talking about the actual price movement in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to forward speculate. I know all the signals are bullish aside from one, but the one bearish signal is kind of based on a tracking that goes back on a weekly, goes back to the RSM. That don't really qualify.
No.
And if we were doing a Dumb of the Week award, it would be whoever drew up that chart technical analysis that included a downward channel, that we were at the top of it talking about a breakout or a rejection. And I'm like, you're doing technical analysis on that goes back pre 10 split merger, and using that as a TA for no. You got to go back. I mean, the best you can do is go back to that $11 spike on that long-term daily weekly, and then look at, we have both a megaphone and a diamond wedge that shows for a breakout. But on the shorter term, we're looking at a top-down bearish wedge to the downside in the short term. But on the longer term, like I said, the daily weekly, they're signaling a lot of upside potential there. We are kind of in a balance somewhere in no man's land. But I'm also looking at the RSI and the OBV and the price movement.
Okay.
And when you get a spring like we're looking at, they tend not to move downwards.
No. Hey, do you know what I got? I do have a megaphone though. Megaphone.
Dude, the weekly megaphone book is huge.
I know.
That puts us up to that $15, $16 level. Not like I said, barring whatever they come up with to negate that.
Oh, they're gonna have to come up with a
I
doozy.
mean, I don't put anything past their imagination to find a will and a way. So I don't know. It's one of the things. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
but I still think there's a lot of upside, even with interference. And I don't think they're going to go to interference mode until it becomes a no choice.
I would agree.
So I'm just kind of hanging in there, watching and waiting. Actually, am buying up.
Yeah.
So,
Load the boat, baby. Let's just keep on loading. Robert, what are your thoughts? If you're there or if you're giving a lecture. Yeah, he just skedaddled because he wanted to give a lecture. Evidently. Oh, he's back. Hey, it's Cheeks.
What do you do after 4 years? I mean, it's just been going nonstop, and they can't pay for this, obviously.
No. Money, please. We'll just put it in another ETN.
Right.
We'll just make this a comfy little spot every single time. But
actually, if you go back, and I know we say this all the time, but it was we were saying it going into that May run up, which was, everybody thinks was fueled by game stopping, but it had nothing to do with that. But
you mean
go back,
the kitty cat factor?
Yeah. We were in a downside spring load wedge scenario going into that May. And we're back into that now, and it's twice as long.
Yeah. It's actually worse.
It's actually very comparable. And I know you hear this all the time, but it is comparable to that Q1 going into Q2 of 21 in that, late March, April, May, spring.
Damn
where
right.
You kept getting higher lows and lower highs, just tightening as volume is shrinking until you get to that end of that wedge. And unlike the bull flag, where we got into that wedge on a downside wedge and then broke down off of that, but that was total federal funded liquidity,
nonsense,
short manipulation out of that bull flag.
You mean government involvement?
Well, by the end of the year, it was it was over $2 trillion by the end of the year, and by Q2 of 22, we were at what, 2.3 trillion from 800 million.
Yeah. Just a drop in the bucket. Voila. I really I want to meet the we'll just give the bull flag going down horoscope for men technical analysis that you got sent. Man, I definitely want to meet that clown because that's but he definitely deserves the Dum Dum of the Week award. Save that. He'll get the award next week. But everything that you wanted, everything that you have envisioned, that you have literally thought about, like, how did they do this? And where do they have the money to do that? And how are they, this doesn't make sense based upon normal sentiment. Like, none of it.
Well, look at silver. That's where they got a bunch this past 2 weeks.
Correct. I mean, they're bleeding it from under their equities or commodities or futures or whatever. But it still comes back to the same thing, is that no matter how you look at it.
It's silver, gold right now, Bitcoin's meme stock or meme coins.
It's government. It is government oversight and government watched.
And don't make no mistake about it, that falling NVIDIA is them scalping profits too.
Correct.
And Apple
and they're being instructed how to do it, how to go ahead and make it look like to the retail investor or the public that everything is just ebbs and flows. And this is what you're seeing. This is your government blatantly doing this to you. Blatantly. And you want this man to be in the Secretary of Treasury? Gensler. Being endorsed by the walrus clapper.
So one that I was watching today and yesterday, because of the little bit of a run up that they let happen, and they scalped the bottom off of that so bad, it's quite a bit below what it was before their little run up, was Mullen.
Yeah. But
that went from 22 to 30, 32, 33.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's sitting at 20.
It's nuts.
It's 10% lower than it was before it had its little fucking scalp run.
I mean, just absolutely beyond bonkers. Beyond bonkers. No reason for it. None.
So just to put that in perspective, that's a 30% run up on a 32% dip post scalp.
Yeah. Yeah. Just taken. And still engineered by your government.
Yep.
I mean, I'm absolutely sick of being lied to.
Load's another one.
Yeah. So I figured that I'm going to let the Joker ape give the final word again. So, boys, I'll be right back.
As we wrap up this deep dive into the world of UBS's attracts ETNs and the unpredictable dynamics of meme stocks like AMC, it's crucial to address a fundamental truth about these financial products, a truth that often gets lost in the excitement and chaos of high risk, high reward trading. The reality that investments in leveraged ETNs do not add any tangible value to the companies they track. Instead, they create an illusion of value, distorting very market dynamics that should be grounded in real-world fundamentals. When investors buy into traditional stocks, they are directly participating in the markets. Price discovery mechanism. Each trade, each share purchased or sold contributes to determining fair market value of a company based on earnings, growth prospects, and other fundamental metrics. This process is what allows the market to function efficiently, providing companies with the capital they need to grow and rewarding investors with returns that reflect the company's actual performance. However, the story is different. With leveraged ETNs like UBS's attracts, these products are not equity investments. They are debt instruments tied to the performance of an underlying index. When you invest in a leveraged ETN, your money isn't going into companies that make up the index. It's going to the issuer, UBS, who promises to pay based on the performance of the index. There's no direct ownership of the underlying stocks. No capital being funneled into the companies themselves. In essence, you're betting on the movement of the index, not on the success or growth of the individual companies. This detachment from the underlying companies has significant implications for price discovery in the market. Because leveraged, ETNs are purely derivative products. Their trading activity doesn't influence the actual stock. Prices of the companies within the index. When large volumes of these ETNs are bought or sold, they don't contribute to the buying or selling pressure that would normally affect a company's stock price. This means that even if a leveraged ETN tied to an index experiences significant gains or losses, these fluctuations don't necessarily reflect the real world performance or value of the companies within the index. Instead, the gains or losses of leveraged ETN are often a product of market speculation, volatility, and the leverage embedded in the product. This can create distorted feedback loop where the price of the ETN diverges significantly from the fundamental value of the underlying companies. Investors in these products may experience substantial gains or devastating losses, but these outcomes are disconnected from the actual value creation or destruction happening within the companies themselves. This disconnect leaves the actual investors and traders, the underlying companies particularly vulnerable. While leveraged ETN investors are essentially gambling market movements, those who invest directly in the company are making decisions based on the company's fundamental market decisions. However, the presence of leveraged ETNs can introduce additional volatility into the market, amplifying price swings and creating instability that has little to do with the underlying company's performance. For example, if a large number of investors decide to buy or sell a leveraged ETN tied to an index that includes AMC, this could lead to significant swings in the ETN's value. These swings, however, are not necessarily based on any real changes in AMC's business operations or prospects. Yet, because of the attention and hype surrounding these leveraged products, the perceived value of AMC could be influenced indirectly, even if there is no fundamental basis for such changes. This can distort the true price discovery process, making it more difficult for actual investors and traders to assess the real value of AMC or any other company in the index. Leverage, while potentially lucrative, adds another layer of complexity and risk. In a leveraged ETN, any gain or loss is magnified, often by a factor of 2 or more. This might seem attractive to those looking for quick returns, but it also means that any market movement, whether up or down, is amplified. The problem is that these amplified gains or losses are often based on market speculation rather than on any real changes in the company's value. This creates a dangerous environment where the apparent profitability of leveraged ETN can lure in investors, but without any real value being added to the underlying companies. The result is a market that becomes increasingly detached from the economic realities of the businesses it is supposed to reflect. The true investors, those putting their money directly into these companies, can find themselves at the mercy of a market that is driven more by speculation on derivative products and by the company's actual performance. In conclusion, while UBS attracts ETNs and similar leveraged products offer a tempting opportunity for high returns, they come with significant risks that go beyond the market volatility. These products do not contribute to the value creation process that is central to investing. Instead, they create a layer of speculative activity that can distort the market's price discovery mechanisms. Investing in these products is not about building value or contributing to a company's growth. It's about betting on market movements, often with little regard for the underlying economic realities. This can make the market more volatile and unpredictable, putting real investors, those who care about the company and their future, at risk. So, before diving into the world of leveraged ETNs, it's essential to understand what you're really investing in. These products may offer the allure of quick gains, but they do so at the cost of disconnecting from real value that drives the market. In the end, the true investors, the ones who believe in the companies, their products, and their potential, are the ones who have to navigate the fallout of the speculative frenzy. The message is clear. Be cautious. Understand the risks and recognize while the potential for reward is high, the disconnect between these products and the actual company they track means that you could be playing a dangerous game. In this market, where the line between value and speculation is increasingly blurred, it's more important than ever to stay grounded in reality and to invest in what truly matters.
From that basis, just to go ahead and make sure that the company survives. That's the most important thing. But remember, there's always a reason to the madness that they're doing. They are always going to go ahead and figure out the quick scheme, the quick fix to get out of this liquidity crunch that they're in. They have been more than creative, and I do have to applaud them with their creativity. That I do have to applaud. Matt,
I never seen anybody that could create something out of nothing so many times.
Yeah, who'd have thunk it? This doesn't happen. And a lot of the people that are quote unquote these market experts, listen, I've been in this world for a long time. I can tell you right now, I've never seen this. Never.
And the thing is, the tracks, that's what I found. I was like, wait, what the fuck is this? And they've been around. This isn't just a new
I
product.
know they've been around, but the usage on these are hardly.
No, I mean these particular ones that they really want UBS went in on with started in 22.
No, I get that. Trust me, I understand.
I just wanted to reiterate that this isn't like a 2024 new tool.
No. This is from 2022, just so everybody understands that. But this is the only way for them to basically steal the volatility, the volume, your hard-earned money, and put it in somewhere that's not going to bleed volatility to the market, and specifically your equity. You were supposed to get volume on this date. Nope, got rolled into the ETN. You're supposed to get it for APE. Well, how are they ever going to close out of APE? Nope, it went right into the ETN. Everything that you've seen since 22, right into the ETN. And the correlation between Credit Suisse, Archegos, the swaps, Bank of America,
Goldman Sachs.
Yeah, Citadel. I wouldn't go as far as Goldman Sachs on that one yet, but I'm leaning that way.
Me too.
But if you go ahead and you factor all those problems, those quote-unquote issues that they were having, all into the ETN. Why? Because I can hide it. Here's my one way to pick up the rock and slide it right underneath that rock. And I don't have to worry about it now for a little while.
True.
This is the game. You just found your answer to the why. And it's everything Everything that the people and people that I've been in space calls with that have said, hey, this should do this, or this should go ahead and do that. Yes. In a normal, fair market. Yes.
And in the end, it's just more contingent exposure.
Correct.
That shares the risk across the entire market board, so that the tail is 30 times the size of the dog. The dog being the exchanges, DTCC, the SEC, being wagged by the tail.
Yep. And it's all right there.
The Fed, your tax dollars.
Yep.
Or all this inflation is a result of the tail wagging the economic dog.
Correct. And you're just left to sit there, smile, and nod. And don't ask any fucking questions.
Well, the banks that are,
But it doesn't matter, Robert. They're just going to throw it in here. So you don't ask the fucking question. Hide the fucking question. Hide the answer. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I got you.
And that's the other thing, too, with them being note collateralized. They're on the liability of an HTM on the margin collateral value of the notes that they're using as the leverage tool.
Correct.
On the 2x index mirror.
That is correct. Guys, I hope you all have learned. I will post this link up on Twitter so you guys can all grab it and read it again. And so this way you have a further understanding or something that you guys can have to fall back on if you ever have any questions. You know, you can always come to me. You can DM me. You can email me. I'll get to every single question that you guys have. I'll answer every one of them because I want to make sure that you guys as a community all understand and know and you learn from this because it only makes you a better trader moving forward. That's all this does. Well, Cheeks disappeared because he's been getting in fights with somebody in the computer land. But Cheeks, thanks for coming on by. Matt, as usual, my friend, thank you for the homework assignment. They don't need no more homework.
Crap.
Yeah, I don't mind doing write-ups if they're quick and easy like that, but yeah, I don't need another 103-page.
At a time when you're rebuilding your system.
Yeah, right when I'm rebuilding everything on here and trying to make that all work. So, yeah, no more, just no more elongated homework assignments. That's the only thing I'm going to ask of you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bid you adieu, but not before we have some music just to go out on because I like music. Music.
But tell me when you're ready for some homework, though, because I do have a short little just a look-see.
Oh, I don't mind look-sees. Look-sees are fine. Just don't give me the the 10,000 page like this one that took me 4 days to go through all of it.
It was worth going through.
Oh, it absolutely was worth going through because you know what? I learned something new, and I'm almost 100% guaranteed that all of you guys learned something new as well. With that, I leave you all with MATA.
Luca Brasi. You know we supposed to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. For some reason, maybe it's just me, I don't feel like I have those rights. I'm in the building right now. Hey, listen to me 1 minute. Hey, you know how this shit really supposed to be going. You know what I'm saying? What up? Still got 2 phones in the trenches where the rivals at. Put the stamp on in the back room. I'm with all of that. Started in the trap, bought a knife and a pie. I come from the same place. We still hustle when it's hot. Make America trap again. Make America trap again. Make America trap again. Make America trap again. Still connected with the plug, but we keep that on the low. I got it out the mud, going hard is all I know. Trying to make the trap great again, great again. Trying to make the trap great again, great again. You know, I dropped the time on first time, non-violent offenders. Dropped the bricks to 13.5, right in the city. Dropped the gas to $1.35. I'm trying to get rich. Let the families from Mexico go be back with their children. Free Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford. They political prisoners. They treat the Muslims unfair. That's in all of the systems. They trying to break my nigga Rollo. Tell the family we miss him. They put that panel against you. You got to stand on that business. That's all the way. Still got 2 phones in the trenches where the rivals at. Put the stamp on in the back room. I'm with all of that. Started in the trap, bought a knife and a pie. I come from the same place. We still hustle when it's hot. Make America trap again. Make America trap again. Make America trap again. Make America trap again. Still connected with the plug, but we keep that on the low. I got it out the mud, going hard is all I know. Trying to make the trap great again, great again. Trying to make the trap great again, great again. What you talk about when dude try to ride me? I was solo, I ain't had no one around me. I go anywhere, I ain't got no bounds. Election time, it was tight for a pound. Street stalker, what you up the revolver? What I did, bitch, I grabbed for the gun. You let out 2 times, one in the hip and the back of my leg, right under my ass. Bullet hit breaking the bone in half. Hospital 2 weeks and a half. After that, I healed up in a cell. Praying to God when I was in jail. Going that black, they put you through hell. Holding you ransom, raising your bail. Throw you a sandwich, nigga, yeah, I'm fully prepared, but still got 2 phones in the trenches where the rivals at. Put the stamp on in the back room. I'm with all of that. Started in the trap, bought a knife and a pie. I come from the same place. We still hustle when it's hot. Make America trap again. Make America trap again. Make America trap again. Make America trap again. Still connected with the plug, but we keep that on the low. Got it out the mud, going hard is all I know. Trying to make the trap great again, great again. Trying to make the trap great again, great again.
Well, Cheeks decided to stop on by real quick, hey, just to say bye-bye. Good old Cheeks. That's basically what happened. Yeah, no, thank you for coming on by, man. And like I said, like I always say, you guys ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to DM me. You can shoot me an email. I will answer every single question that you guys may have. And
Is Mike on?
What?
Is Mike on?
Yeah, my mic is on. I should be. Baby. What the fuck? Yeah.
Man.
I don't know. Evidently, you got the problem. Not me.
I can hear him.
Yeah. They don't like you, Robert.
Dude, it's fucking insane, bro. What's going on with this fucking phone? Like, I'm gonna just have to buy another one when I get fucking rich over here.
They don't like you. Hold on, I'm gonna put on my monster voice now, just because. Monster. We're gonna do the monster.
We're going to do the monster. They don't like you, Cheeks.
Guys, have a wonderful rest of the week. I will be around. Like I said, you ever need me, just ask. You guys have a good one.